This episode is brought to you by My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply is to stock up on your food items and to make sure that you're prepared if you have any emergency preparedness needed. In fact, they have a 4-week emergency supply, and which averages 2,000 calories a day, and you can read on the website of how to go, survival supplies and emergency preparedness gear. They also have several items: water filtration, air purification, survival coffee, and they have the option to buy now and pay later. So, My Patriot Supply. Go to jjmediaonline.net/MyPatriotSupply for your products. Okay, let's get on to the video. I would like to remind you to subscribe, share, like this video, and please just connect with us on our social media channels, our website, and just all of our different channels, because I'm really trying to get the news out. Not only I normally do tech news, but with this coronavirus, as you've seen on my other videos, if you've been following me, that I've been focusing on this coronavirus and the issues that are happening. Okay, I'm going to be looking at 4 different things. I'm going to be looking at 3 different news articles today and a petition. So I'm going to just highlight a few things of the hundreds of meat workers have tested positive for coronaviruses. Kentucky churchgoers ignored parking lot, and police come in while they're having church into the parking lot, and the Michigan football coach praises God. So, also the petition. So let's go back real quick and let's look at what is happening. And I want you to think a little bit about the long-term effect of what's going to happen here. So hundreds of meat workers have tested positive for coronavirus, plants forced to close down across the country. And it looks like, I'm not sure what company this is, several meat processing plants around the United States have temporarily shuttered their doors following hundreds of workers testing positive for coronavirus. And I want to do a little rabbit trail. One of the things that's happening is most of these tests that they're giving are false positive, meaning they're bad tests. They're testing positive for the coronavirus, but they're a bad test. It's actually not true. They're slanted. In fact, some of the tests are actually, from reports I'm hearing, they're actually putting the virus in you. That way it is testing positive. So health officials are investigating a beef plant in northern Colorado after as many as 50 employees tested positive for the COVID-19, and 2 died from lethal respiratory disease. The meat processing plant that employs 6,000 people in Greeley, Colorado, is about 15 miles north of Denver. So at this time, our team is working with the governor and working with the senator to ensure that we send testing resources, Penn said during a White House briefing. And remember, Colorado is a liberal state. So you see the liberals are trying to, not only the liberals, the deep state, the media is trying to go to these liberal states because they know in the more conservative states, Republicans typically are more alerted about what is happening. So Tyson Foods, another one of the world's biggest meat processors, they had some test positive. So Cargill Meat Solutions, 130 workers tested positive. I want you to think what they are trying to do is take our meat away from them, away from us. So if they can get you to, they're going to control everything. So that is where, My Patriot, if you click the link below for My Patriot to get a food supply or go get some dried food, preservatives, canned goods, you need to stock up. That's the bottom line. So that is what is happening, and it is a little disconcerting. They are trying to really control, and not only with the meat. Look what happened here. Here, Easter is the biggest time on the Christians' calendar, and worshipers, they are now ordered to a 14-day self-quarantine. But there is good news. Attorney General William Barr kind of did a warning to local authorities, but the Kentucky authorities, and the Kentucky governor he's a liberal, and he's trying to show his strength. I want to remind you again, President Trump is trying to give the leeway, let the local authorities do their thing. And then what is happening? They're showing that they are being unconstitutional. So I think we're going to win in the end. The churchgoers refused to be denied their Easter service on Sunday as they defied the Kentucky governor's executive order prohibiting mass gatherings. The worshipers who wouldn't be stopped by a parking lot full of nails, and police who were ready to record their license plate numbers. On Sunday morning, there were dozens of cars in the parking lot of Maryville Baptist Church in Hillview, Kentucky. There appears to be an effort to sabotage people from attending Sunday services because there were metal nails scattered at every entrance of the church parking lot. This is very, very sad. And the church's pastor, he believes the nails were intentionally spread to stop people from attending Easter services. It's incredible. Who would have ever dreamed? Look at that. Now, I guess I have family in law enforcement. If I was in law enforcement, I would tell my supervisor, forget you. I am not. And you have the Constitution behind you. But the notices said, they were all given notices, and the notices said, where people congregate unnecessarily or fail to follow adequate social distancing practices, they are spreading COVID-19, creating a scene of an emergency. This vehicle's license plate has been recorded. So, that's another thing that is happening. Guys, stand up for your rights. On a positive note, I love this. Michigan football coach praises God, rips abortion as nothing more horrendous. Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh addressed abortion during a recent podcast interview. He said, even now as we go through what we are going through with COVID-19, I see people more concerned about others, more prayerful. As I said, God has virtually stopped the world from spinning. I don't think it's coincidence. My personal feeling, living a faith-based life, this is a message, or this is something that should be a time where we grow on our faith for reverence and respect for God. Then Harbaugh tore into abortion and advocated for sanctity of human life. You see people taking more of a view of sanctity of life, and I hope that can continue. Harbaugh said that, my friends, is very, very, it's very positive and very, very exciting. Okay, and I want to end with the petitions, whitehouse.gov. And again, I want to remind you, I'll have the links to all these articles in this video. As we look at events surrounding COVID-19 pandemic, various questions remain unanswered. On October 18, 2019, only weeks prior to Ground Zero being declared in Wuhan, China, two major events took place. One is Event 201, the other is the Military World Games, held in none other than Wuhan. Since then, the worldwide push for vaccines and biometric tracking has been initiated. As the forefront of this is Bill Gates. Get that, Bill Gates. So this is a petition to call for investigations into Bill Melinda Gates Foundation for Medical Malpractice and Crimes Against Humanity. Of course, this is just put up April 10th. You can sign. There's been 93,728 signatures. Sign your first, last name, email, and sign. You can sign it. Here's how it works. How the petitions work. Someone created the petition. You gather signatures. You share your petition with others. Build a community for that change you want to make. 100,000 signatures in 30 days gets an official update from the White House within 60 days. So we're almost there. So go ahead and sign it. So I just want to bring you that news. Thank you for watching. Share, connect with us, subscribe, and like this video. We will catch you in the next video.